I'll be making a few for you. I'll be articulating a few for you. Please be very careful on what I'm doing over here. This is A. Let me magnify the figure first. This is A and this B. This is C. B is into the board. B field, the magnetic field is into the board. We are rotating it. If you rotate, entire of the structure will rotate as you know. And entire of the structure is placed in the plane of board. Is it okay? And
Yes.
the 23rd of August, we will be culminating with the course. I have already placed the date to Krish, to Aditya, Sonnet, and Pratyush has not been. 23rd of July is 11th culmination, and 23rd of August will be 12th culmination.
So after that, will we have tests like?
You will have test. You will have after of that is your prerogative what you want to indulge in. Culmination of this course will be on 23rd of August, and 11th will be on 23rd of July. After of that, as there are students who are going for the revision course, and there are, as we took the last year as well, it was the same methodology. So either for revision course or for test series, whichever it may be.
So 23rd.
Focus over here, class. A to B. I ask you what will be EMF generated across A and C. Can you tell me that for now? Forget about the extended portion. Forget about the extended portion CB. CB for the time being is of your realm.
So omega b L square by 2.
Your blinkers, and this is of your realm. You will say at once, going to what we have studied, VAC or VCA. What will you go with? Because I heard B omega L1 square by 2. So, shall I write B omega L1 square by 2 as VAC or VCA?
So you write it as
CA.
VCA. Yeah.
The other way of finding it very simple. You know which one will be positive and which negative. See how. Velocity take any point in this direction, correct? And B is into the ball. So V cross B will be upwards, correct? And if V cross B will be upwards, then C will be
यूज भैया
upwards.
मेरा यूज कर रहे थे क्या हॉट
Take any point over here. V will be this way and B is into the ball. So V cross B will be upwards. V cross B upwards means V cross B is towards C. And if V cross B is towards C, force on positive charge will be towards C. So C will be at a potential higher in comparison to A. We can write with this insight V B omega L1 square by 2. So VCA is this to us. Fine.
So your screen is very blurred for me.
Okay. Problem is
No,
Just for the others.
with
I think you should rejoin.
just a minute. Let me try from my end.
No, sir, it's not a network issue. It's very pixel. It's very blur, sir. Is it for others? I don't know, sir.
Blur is. Oh, you mean to say the board is not visible? Is it so to be comprehended here?
It's not your mistake. So from your end, it's right. I don't know whether it's for
It's
Sonnet
Skype, I
also.
think. Skype degrades the quality.
Yeah.
Skype is grappling with some problem. Not only Skype, even Zoom is grappling with problem. Google is grappling with some problem.
Yeah. Now it's better. Now it's better, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So I was referring to VCA. Visible the board?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So VCA, V omega L1 square by 2. See, the problem is with CB. We will not be able to find VCB. Why will we not be able to find VCB directly? Is because entire of the rod is rotating. It is not pivoted about any point, correct? So it is not that the rod is CB rod. I'm talking of the length CB, this arm. Look at the arm CB. If you look at the arm CB, you can from here easily gauge that every point of CB is in motion. Not even a single point can be said to be pivoted. In this case, what shall I do? How will I calculate V cross B dot dl? What can be the methodology? We are back to the basic formula, and that basic formula is indicative of emotional is nothing but V cross B dot dl. So if we are back to this formula, then I'll have to assign small length to CB, correct? So let us assign a very small length to CB. From C, it is positioned at a distance x, and that length is marked dx. So as far as dl is concerned, we got dl. This is dl. This will manifest dl. Then comes to us, what about velocity direction? Then comes to us, what about velocity direction? In which direction will be velocity for the segment dl directed? Anyone? In which direction will be the velocity for segment dl directed? Anyone? What shall I, how shall I assign direction to velocity
So will it
for
be
small length? Yeah, dear.
so will it be tangential? No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Tangential to what?
Perpendicular.
Wait one.
Perpendicular to CB, fine. You get one direction if you say perpendicular. Tangential to what, Krish?
No, sir. Yeah, I meant the same thing, sir. Like when it's moving down, like I meant the same
Yeah.
thing.
It'll keep changing as.
Okay. You meant this. Anyone having some other concept on velocity direction? Anyone having some other concept on velocity direction, having a distinct understanding on how to get velocity directed? Okay, if you don't have that distinct understanding, it is suggestive of you have not solved question of Irudo. Why? Because there's one question in Irudo where, in mechanics, where there is a sleeve and spring, and Irudo has asked what will be extension in the spring when you rotate it with constant angular speed omega. There he has taken the same L-shaped structure. There's one more strand to it. He has rotated it this way. This is the L-shaped structure, and there is a strand, and this is the axis. This is to do axis to the L-shaped structure. When you rotate this axis, entire of L-shaped structure will rotate. So with that question at the backdrop, you could have been able to easily grasp how to, in this case, get direction for velocity. Now, anyway, let that be there. How I get velocity direction? Velocity will always be perpendicular to radius. How I get radius? When I connect this point to this point. Dx is to do a point to me, correct? Yeah. Dx is to do, it is so small that you can assume it to be a point narration. So if it is assumed to be a point narration, then you connect the pivot point with the point concerned, and this is to get you radius, a radius of the circle on which dx is moving. So if dx is moving on this circle, this is the radius. If dx is moving on this circle, then velocity of dx will be, as did say Krish, tangential. Tangential to what, it didn't answer? Tangential to this circle. Circle of what radius? Circle of radius r. This is radius r. R is the distance from where to where? From point of pivot to dx. This is the direction of velocity. Please be very careful, you will not be getting anywhere. Dx is directed velocity wise this way. And if dx is directed velocity wise this way, then let me now ask, what will be direction of v cross b? What will you say to that?
Radially along radius.
B is this way. So V cross B, as said Sonnet, and rightly so, will be along the radius and radially outwards. So V cross B is in this direction. This is V cross B. V cross B being this way, I got direction of V cross B. Also, we did get from here what angle V shares with B. And we get the value of V. How do we get the value of V? V is nothing but omega into R, which are from pivot to point constant. From pivot to point constant. That is R to me. That is radius to me. So V is omega R and V cross B is directed as shown. Anyway, over here we were to find emotional. So let me write equation for emotional. Emotional to me will be omega into R into B. Now, this is magnitude of V cross B. I was to move from where to where? Let's say I am to move from C to B. So I am moving from C to B. Therefore, this will get me VBC, as you know. This will get me VBC. Now, first part being done, omega cross B being done. What angle do I make or my direction of movement makes? This is my direction of movement from C to B, C to B. What angle will my direction of movement make with V cross B? Let us say I'm assuming it to be theta. So what do I get from here? Is DL cos of the angle theta. Check it, class. DL cos of the angle theta, which you can write as dx cos of the angle theta as well. So omega RB dx cos of the angle theta integrated from C to B will get us VBC. Good enough. So far, so good. If this is theta, this will be theta. If this is theta, this will be theta. This 90. Now, can you throw some light on R cos theta? This is R. This is R.
So X.
X.
So R cos theta can be replaced by one alphabet. And that, as you said rightly so, is X. So X dx integrated. From where to where? From C to B. Hence we prove that for rod CB, you get no distinct answer. You get the same answer what you got for rod AC. What we end up getting, you can see for yourself, is omega B L2 square by 2, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So VBC is how much to us? Omega B L2 square by 2. And accordingly, VCA was how much? Is omega B L1 square by 2. If you will add, you'll get VBA, correct? This is
Yes,
VB
sir.
minus VC, this is VC minus VA. So if you add, you get VBA. And what will it be? Omega B L1 squared plus L2 squared by 2. Which makes you understand that henceforth what we are to do, we are to simply connect the ends.
Extremes.
Okay, henceforth what we are to do, we are to simply connect the ends. And if you connect the ends, then the length of rod that you will be getting as per Pythagoras theorem will be L1 square plus L2 square whole under the root. And that is the length which we are to remove the arms by. This is the length which now will hold water. We will remove the arms by this length. In lieu of the arms, I am going with the length and using the formula directly, omega B capital L square by 2. Where what is capital L? This is capital L. You can do that, but if we twist the language of question, and if this methodology is not known to you, which I'll be proving in the next question which I take, then you will never be able to get to the end result. This is, of course, a time-saving methodology, this being, but this is very superficial because it can land you in troubles once the question language or dimension of question is changed. We are known to how to get off that trouble, how to pull ourselves out that trouble, if we know how we get to this end result. This how we got to must be known to you. How did we make V cross B over here visible and apparent to us? How did we get the angle? Why did it change to the same formula? What is the reason for the same? These must be known to you for in-depth analysis. This otherwise, in every other book, you will find that what you have to do, you have to join the ends, and you can simply find what will be induced EMF. But that is very suboptimal replacement of what we have seen over here. And let me prove it to you. Let me prove it to you. But before of that, any questions to be asked on this?
Sir, for the rod L2,
Yeah, what?
how are we saying that will also rotate by omega?
When you rotate a body about a point, then every point on the body is to be attributed same omega, right? Yeah. Assume that this is a large disk to you. If it is a large disk to you, what will you say? That this will rotate with a different omega in comparison to this, or they will rotate with same omega. Omega will not change. Omega will remain the same. Yes or no? They will rotate with same omega or different omega. Assume that there is a large disk that you have taken. Okay. Assume this is a large disk. Okay. And now you are rotating it with omega. Clear? So what will you say? This point will rotate with same omega as that of this or not?
Okay. Like that, okay. Yeah.
Omega will remain same. Why will omega change? When you take the pure rotation, then it is found for the cause that we fix omega. And when you take pure translation, then we fix velocity. Okay? So this being the case, and accordingly, we got an end result to this one. Write down a question quickly, please. I'll take a step back first and ask you a question on translational motion, and then we'll move to the rotational part. Let me take one question on translational motion first. A square frame enters magnetic field zone. A square frame enters magnetic field zone, travels for some distance before making an exit. Travels for some distance before making an exit. For position A. For position A, induced EMF will increase with time, decrease with time, remain same, change erratically with time. For position A, induced EMF increase with time, decrease with time, remain the same, or the change will be spasmodic, it will be an erratic change. This is what you are getting here. This is a frame, it's a conducting frame, it's square frame. B field, it is entering, this being the defining line, it is making an entrance in B field zone, and V is being maintained, velocity is being maintained by us. So it is making an entrance and then an exit, V being maintained, velocity being maintained. What according to you, what is your take on flux first? What is happening to flux? Limit yourself to position A, because A is what the question is as well positioned on. So if we are just moving to A position, this is the position I am to highlight. Let's highlight this. It is entering, it is making an entrance. So according to you, what is happening to flux? First things first. What is happening to flux? Flux linking with it. Is it increasing, decreasing, or maintaining?
It is
At the
increasing.
moment, yeah, it's increasing with the time.
Certainly is increasing, it is not maintained. So the area with which B field is linking, you can say is increasing with time, correct?
Yeah.
The
Yes,
area
sir.
which links with B field, the area which links with B field is increasing with time. Good enough. And this will lead to EMF, owing to Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. This will lead to EMF generation. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so EMF is getting generated. Yes, Aditya, would you throw some light on what will be sense of current? Aditya, will you throw some light on what will be sense of current, in which sense current will get established in it, clockwise or anti-clockwise, Aditya? Aditya, are you there?
So, yeah.
In which sense it will get established there? B field is into the board, Aditya. Current is getting established, and you know, coming
So anti-clockwise.
coming from the other day class, you know that will be getting established in anti-clockwise sense. Okay, current got established in anti-clockwise sense. Our question being, what is happening to EMF with time? Increasing, decreasing, maintained, or will change spasmodically? So what will you say? Yes, Krish, I come to you. Will there be a change which is erratic, spasmodic?
So
Will it
it
be
won't be erratic. So for sure, it won't be erratic.
okay? So what it should be?
So
Should it
shouldn't
increase, should it decrease, or should be maintained?
shouldn't it be clockwise?
Clockwise what? EMF?
Current.
Yeah.
Sense of current? No,
It'll be
how will it be clockwise?
So thumb
Anti-clockwise.
we put inside, and then we call our fingers. We get clockwise.
Well, you curl your finger, you want B field to be out, right?
Sir, it's in.
To counter the increment of B field inside, you will have current flowing in the direction to counter B field. And it can counter only if it has given a direction outward. For outward direction,
Okay, a current will oppose. Yes, sir.
Sir, I don't understand the current part, sir. I tried. I not see the yesterday's part of video. So can you just tell the current part? How current is
the opposite to whatever is the reason for its generation. Yeah, B field is increasing, and B field is increasing
Yeah,
inwards.
like lenses
It
law.
is increasing inwards. So it will try to abate it. It will try to abate B field. How can it abate B field? By introducing B field in the counter direction. Counter direction means outward. How will you get current outward? If the current is flowing anti-clockwise, B field is outward. I want outward B field. So current should flow anti-clockwise sense. So if current is flowing anti-clockwise sense, I am good in my assumption over here, as it is to abate increment of B field. If current flows clockwise, it will reinforce B field in the inward direction, which is certainly what I don't want. It is already high. It is increasing in the inward direction. I don't want current to add to it.
Yes,
If current flows this way, it will add to B field. It will not be opposition, it will be an aid. I want opposition. So current should flow anti-clockwise. Now, my question I'm back to, what about E? What is happening to E? Is EMF, because if you have current being the byproduct, you cannot say there will be no induced EMF. And you cannot say there will be no induced EMF owing to the fact also that flux is changing with time. Your admission being flux is changing with time. You admitted to it, correct? Yeah. Flux is changing with time. Yes or no? And you said that flux is the direction. If we assign direction to it, it is counterintuitive to assign direction to flux, but we say that way. If flux is increasing, is it increasing in the direction outward? No, it is increasing in the direction inward. So flux is changing, and flux is changing with time, which will lead to EMF.
Sir, E is
EMF will be increasing. Yeah, you're saying something, Krish.
no, sir. I tell you told yesterday that E is directly proportional to d phi by dt.
Correct.
Yeah,
Is directly proportional to d phi by dt.
Yeah, so if flux is increasing, won't it be compulsory that even EMF should increase with time?
Okay.
No, sir, but it's negative, so it should decrease then.
Okay. Aditya, your take? Aditya, Pratyush, your take? Pratyush, your take? What is happening to EMF? What will happen to EMF? Very basic questions these be. Very basic question these being, by the way. Yes, Aditya.
Sir, I'm not sure, but I think it will decrease with time.
Okay, Aditya, your case? What is your case, Aditya? Decrease. Okay. So I'll go to what did Krish propose first. Krish, you did propose that phi is increasing. Okay, and increasing in the inward direction, which you were right on. What you are inferring from increment of phi, I am not I'm absolutely disillusioned, I say, when you say so, because you are coming from 11th study and you know that what is meant by velocity and what is meant by rate of change of velocity, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, in what ways, if flux is increasing, then d phi by dt should also increase? I couldn't establish that relation. If flux is increasing, how can you say that d phi by dt will also increase? I don't have any problem with what you said about flux. I had serious problems with how you link the two. How you link the two is telling much about what is wanting. Are you getting it there? Our increment in no way is to say that d phi by dt should also increase. If you say it the way that you have, that means velocity increment is to say that dv by dt will also increase. Is it so?
No.
So we can say d phi by dt is positive.
d phi by dt is positive. D phi by dt is positive or negative was not the question here. I was asking for the options which I have lent you. So what are the options? Pick on the option correct and let me know of which one you are going with. Increment, decrement, maintain, or will change. These were the options. So what will you say about? What will you say about it? Tell me, dear. Tell me, Sonit, which one you are going with? Will flux increase? That being addressed and that being taken, recorded. Will EMF increase? Will it decrease? Will it remain same? Or you have another option? Yes, Sonit. Quickly, dear, Sonit.
So I'll go with decrease.
Okay. So you're saying that EMF will decrease, right? And you are going with the same, whatever you did, you are keeping to it, you are standing your ground. Then initially with a minus sign, it should decrease. So I'm on that only. You are saying EMF will decrease. Right?
Yes, sir.
Constant means what? It is not constant, right? Because constant is no option. There is maintained also an option which you're not picking on, correct?
Okay, so I'll think about maintain.
Okay. So when you say phi is increasing, of course phi is increasing. Phi is increasing, no doubt about it. So I'll go with that. Phi is increasing and increasing in the direction inward as we have a cliche of speaking that ways. Please don't get dissuaded and please don't be up in arms up against anti. Someone says that how can you say increasing down inwards or outward when it is a quantity which is scalar. So that is our perception. We read it that way. It is increasing and increasing inwards. Then comes to what is E. E is minus of d phi by dt. So it will depend on how is phi varying with time. And if we calculate how is phi varying with time, then phi initial can be written as V and the area. What area? Length into x. This being x. This is phi initial. Phi final after a very small interval of time. B as it is, L as it is. And this becomes x plus dx. Now we find delta phi. Delta phi when we find, we get it as dl dx. When you find delta phi by delta t, when you find delta phi by delta t limit, delta t tending to 0, then we get it as bl dx by dt.
It will become
And
constant.
there is nothing to us but blb.
Yeah.
There is nothing to us but blb. This is I will say, conventional way of finding it. You could have also gotten from here that the only portion. Now to the question it asked. Very important question was asked by Sonnet. That what can we say about this generation? Is this generation to be attributed to only one arm, or am I to say that this generation is to be attributed to square frame per se? Is it okay? Question being, am I to say this EMF is to be attributed to square frame per se, whole hog in its full sum, or we can think of an arm which is leading to this EMF? Check on the answer, please. Find V cross B for the arms, exclusively for the arms. Is it okay? Find V cross B exclusively for the arms. Firstly, arm AB. Arm AB will not see V cross B because there is no B, correct? Arm AB will not see any EMF induced
Yes, sir.
owing to there being no B field here. So it is 0. Then we go for arm BC. Of BC also, this part, let's say E. BE will not see B field, but EC will see B field. Okay. EC sees B field, and then we calculate V cross B. Then we calculate V cross B. That is required for potential equation. V to the right, B inverse. V to the right. So which portion? EC. I presume is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
EC. V to the right. Why? Because electrons are moving to the right. Electrons are moving with the lattice to the right. B inwards. V cross B upwards. So if V cross B is upwards, then force on the electron will be in the direction upwards. And if
Yes.
force is upwards, and I move perpendicular to the direction of force, I don't get any EMF, correct? V cross B upwards, DL is in this direction. So V cross B upwards and DL, they make what angle with each other? They make an angle 90 degree with each other. In that case, what we have to say? We will not get V cross B dot DL. So EC is not to get us V cross B dot DL. Then we come to the segment DF. DF for the same reason will not. Here the reason being V and B 90 degree. Here also the reason being V and B 90 degree. Here V cross B DL. V cross B DL making what angle? V cross B upward, DL 90 degree. Here V cross B, check it. V to the right, B this way. V cross B upwards. V cross B upwards, and I am moving from where to where? D to F. So what will I say for DF? DF will also not tantamount to any summation. It will not add up. It will not add up to EMF. So we got to see AB, no contribution. BE, no contribution. EC, no contribution. DF, no contribution. Similarly, FA, no contribution owing to there being no B field there. Which is the arm, the only arm which here is a contribution to EMF. Here, the only arm which is contribution to EMF.
CD.
CD. So you can discount on the three arms, the other three arms, and you can assume that you had a rod, and rod was moving with what velocity? V velocity. Got it here? We can assume what is implied over here is we can discount on the other three arms, assuming that CD is the only arm present and is moving inside of the B field. So as it is moving inside of the B field, it will have an EMF to its merit. And what will that be? We have studied. Remember, they are emotional. What is that? VBL, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That is what we got over here as well. So here we are in a position to say which arm is producing EMF. We can say so. We cannot say so if B were to change. If B were to change and it was positioned here, then it was difficult for me to quantificate which arm is contributing. Then I cannot go selective. But as there is movement over here, I can go selective and I can quantificate the arm which is getting me this EMF. So this was for the case when it is entering. Okay, entrance done. Position B. What will be direction of current? Will it be directed anti-clockwise or will it be sensed clockwise? Position B, when it is inside of B field. Position B, when it is inside of B field. Could you throw some light on? Anyone who can clear air over what should be the sense associated with current? Anti-clockwise, clockwise.
So field is still inwards.
Yes, the B field is inwards. Correct.
So it should still oppose and be anti-clockwise.
Okay. Pratyush?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what? Define yes.
The B field is in inward, so there should means so current should move anti-clockwise to opposite direction of B field.
Yeah, Krish.
1 second, sir. I'll let you know. 1 second, sir.
Aditya, would you mind telling? Aditya, will you mind speaking your mind here?
Sir, but flux is also not changing here in B.
Sir,
Yes, Krish.
sir, in the
Not
AB
into.
Pratyush.
Yeah,
Sir,
Pratyush, tell me.
Sir, in AB part there is no magnetic field, right? AB part.
AB part, there is no magnetic field. Magnetic field begins from this line to the right and ends over here.
Sir, I'm not you, sir. I'll just rejoin, sir, once again.
Aditya, would you mind speaking your mind here, Aditya? Or this part, when it is in the B field zone.
Also, flux is not changing, so will current not be induced at all?
Okay. Okay. Aditya, yeah, Aditya and Krish, where are you, the two of you?
Sir, I've had
Yeah.
network issues for the past 10 minutes.
Okay.
I
Tell
couldn't
me,
hear
dear.
it.
I think now is it restored, right, Aditya? Tell me
I
what is
think
your
so, sir.
take on E field? What is your take on B and E? B is inwards. What is your take on E and current? Will EMF be induced for this orientation? Yes or no? This is the orientation. This is the position of lattice, square lattice. Which is square lattice is not at rest. It is moving with velocity v, but inside of the B field. Will there be EMF induced?
I don't think so, sir.
Okay. And why so?
Because it's inside the B field and there'll be no, the V cross B will be 0.
What will be 0? Come again, please.
V cross B.
Flux.
Yes, sir.
What did you say? Couldn't get you. Flux will be 0.
No, flux won't be 0, sir.
Then why will EMF be 0?
The net flux will be 0. Whatever is entering will go out.
No, that's how can that be the case? B dot A will not be 0, right? Yeah. What do you mean by net flux? Net flux means flux thinking through area. That is what is net to us. Otherwise, every other time, right? Every other time it will be 0. Whatever enters will come out.
Yeah.
We don't calculate flux as entrance and coming out, right? We calculate flux as what is linking with the area, correct?
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
Linking with the area will not be 0, but I'll go appreciate what Sonnet did say. Very good, Sonnet. Sonnet did say that there is no change. There is no change. There is flux linking, but the change is 0.
Okay. Yeah.
There is no change in flux. And as there is no change in flux, net EMF will be 0. Net EMF 0 will reflect in there being no current flowing through this. Let me then ask, okay, net is 0. But what about AB, BC, and CD. Krish, I think it is restored now.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Tell me about AB. Will there be an EMF induced across the ends A, B, or not?
Yeah, there will be.
And what will that be and why will it be?
So 1 second. It'll be 1 second. Yeah, B cross.
So where is AB?
AB is this part here, the same. This was AB, it remains the same. AB inside of B field. Yes, Krish, quickly please, Krish. This will not ask for the length of
The
time you're asking.
The VBL.
Yes.
VBL.
BBL. Which end positive, which end negative?
Means it'll be negative.
Which end positive, which end negative? What are you speaking, dear? Can you hear yourself? It will be negative, you are saying. Which end will be positive here? Which end negative? VBL, fine, I accept it. Which
A
end
will-
will be positive? Which end will be negative is the question. Yes, please.
The B is positive, A is negative.
Yeah, correct. Very good. B cross B, B is positive, A is negative, so we get VBL. Pratyush, BC will see EMF generated or not? Pratyush,
Yes, sir.
BC will see EMF generated or not? BC, exclusively taken. I am taking the four arms exclusively in turns, in isolation when I study. AB being done, BC now. BC will see EMF generated or not? Pratyush, quickly please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what will that be and how will it be?
So,
What will it be, Pratyush? Fast, please. Yes. Yes, Pratyush.
yes, sir.
What? Yes, sir. Yes, dear. What do you mean by yes, sir?
Sir,
EMF will be generated or not?
Yes, sir. EMF will be generated.
And what will it be? Magnitude, please.
Sir, BV into the length.
Pratyush, if you will not apply your brains, then you will not be there for long. You will not be there for long, let me tell you. In this portion, what did I tell you? What did I tell you in this portion a few minutes ago? EC will not see. Why?
Sir,
Did I
because
tell you EC will not see?
yes, sir.
So, yes, sir.
Sir, actually, I got confused with that.
Not
Half part AP is
confused.
excluded.
No, don't find an excuse, dear. If you'll find an alibi for your nonchalance, your brain will make you find every other time. Please channelize your energy. So ECS was not to see. Here, what will I say, dear? All of you, please tell me. Will BC be able to see any EMF generated?
It'll
No,
be
sir.
0.
No, sir.
0.
Will be 0. Then we go to DA. DA will also not see any EMF generated. Correct, dear?
No, sir.
Yeah. The same case.
Okay. CD will see or not? CD
will.
will see.
It
It
will.
will.
CD will see as V cross V. An arm, CD, as you got over here. CD will see and it will be again VBL. Correct? Check it out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, this VBL owing to AB neutralizes VBL owing to CD. Check it out, dear. Check it out, all of you.
Yes, sir.
And whatever we got, we have established it over here, taking it in isolation. That net EMF will be 0. Net EMF or E net you can write will be 0. Okay, good enough. So no current. Now position C, Aditya.
So,
Position C, Aditya.
yeah.
I mark it again. A, B, C, D. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Aditya. Tell me which is the only arm to generate EMF. Which is the only arm to which you are to correspond EMF?
AB.
EMF will be generated or not, Aditya, firstly?
It will
EMF
be,
will
sir.
be generated or not this time?
It will be.
Okay, why? Because flux is changing. Okay. And current will be made to flow in clockwise or anti-clockwise sense?
Clockwise.
Yeah.
Good. So current is clockwise. Now this EMF will correspond to which arm, Krish?
So it'll only be AB because of AB.
The arm AB, V forward, V cross V dot DL. So we get it as VBL again, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, good enough. Done. First part, done. Part number 2. On this square frame, as it was making an entrance, force will be in which direction? Total force. Square frame which is making an entrance. Total force will be in which direction? Will it experience force or not? Will the square frame experience force or not? And I would like you to reflect on this formula. F is equal to I into L cross B. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Will the lattice experience force or not? Tell me.
It will.
It will. Okay, that's right. It will. And that force will be certainly not experienced by AB, correct?
Sir, in the two extreme cases, it will. In the middle, it won't. Net force will be
AC
zero.
will not. B it will
Yeah.
not. FA it will not. EC it will or not?
Yes, sir. It will.
EC
It will. L this way, B inward. So L this way. L this way for EC, L is this way, anti-clockwise of current. So L is in the direction of current. L this way, B inwards, correct? So L cross B downwards, right?
Yes, sir.
L cross B downwards. So on EC, force is experienced in the downward direction. And on FD,
Upward.
I current
Yeah,
B
upward.
upwards, L cross B upwards. So they are in alignment, as you know, owing to symmetry, they will cancel each other. You are to eventuate with CD. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So CD will see the direction of force in the direction of CD will be the direction of force on the lattice. Agreed, Mandya?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's check for CD. CD is to experience B field inward, current upward. So L cross B left, correct?
Left. Yeah.
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 Therefore, we are getting force in this direction. Agreed, all of you? Check it out here.
Yes,
Very
sir.
important test.
Yes, sir. I agreed.
Here, force will be to the left. What when it is making an exit? And I'm laying a trap for you. What when it is making an exit? In which direction will be force?
So
When it
left.
is exit.
So leftwards.
Leftwards, okay. Krish?
Yeah. So one second.
In
Sir,
which
it'll
direction
be
will be the force?
leftward.
It'll be leftward. So it'll remain the same. Is it
Same,
okay?
yeah.
Direction
Yes, sir,
of
yeah.
current changes. Direction of current changes. Sense of current changes. But the direction of force remains the same. Got it? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Force will remain the same. And a constant EMF was developed. That also you got to know. So please be careful of these questions. These are trick questions. Not much in them, but we'll try to dupe you. So please
So it'll be
don't.
the yes, sir.
Don't
So it'll
fall
be
for
the
the.
third option. So it'll be the third option. So remain same.
Yeah, it will remain same. Okay, now we go for another motion, which is what I told you will reveal why is it important for you to know in watts and all, how is a circuit to be changed to or evolved to? This is a hoop moving with angular speed omega and velocity v. It is in B field. And then is being asked, find EMF generated. It is through and through in B field. I asked find EMF generated. So EMF generated, will there be any EMF generated or not? First question. Any volunteer? Will there be any EMF generated or not? It is through and through in B field. It is not changing its orientation. Orientation fixed, perpendicular to B field, and is moving, rolling without slipping. It is rolling without slipping. Tell me, dear, will there be EMF generated? Yes or no? I come to
So which
this first. Yes
so
or no? Yes.
which shape is it?
This is a ring of radius r. Will there be an EMF generated, Sonit? Yes or no?
So B field is throughout.
Throughout.
So then there shouldn't be.
There should not be. Very good. There will not be any EMF generated. Why? Because flux is not changing always. Then rephrasing my question. Next I ask, will there be any EMF generated for the segment AB? Will there be any EMF generated for the segment AB? Will there be any EMF generated for the segment AB?
Yes, sir.
So to which the answer is, as said Aditya, yes, there will be an EMF generated for the segment AB. And how can we get that EMF? Very simple. Connect A to B. Okay? Connect A to B. If you connect A to B, then you get an area. Which area? This area. Correct? This area we are getting. And this area is for that instant rotating about A, as it is a pure rolling case. So net flux, if you assume that this is the area rotating about A, that net flux linking with it will be 0. So whatever is the flux linking with it, let's say AB is what I have replaced, AB curve is being replaced by AB straight line. Will you permit that? As I am coming from this question. You remember this question? What did we do? We connected the ends. Remember or not?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what I do over here? I remove the actual being curved, and I connect the ends. Then comes to us, but this was the case in which it was pivoted. This is not the case of pivot. Though it is known to us that A is the instantaneous axis of rotation. So for that time, A is fixed, correct? For a ziffy, for a moment, A is fixed. You can assume A to be the axis about which entire of the body is rotating. So this situation is akin to the situation which we have solved the question against, correct?
Yeah.
Thereby, across AB, what B field will get generated, what EMF will get generated is B omega AB the length square by 2. Check it here. B omega AB the length square of it by 2. Right, Pratyush?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? And AB Pratyush will be how much from here? Tell me, this is R. This also R. Tell me how much will be AB quickly?
2 root 2r.
Very good. Root 2R. So B omega as it is, root 2R whole square. This is what we get. So B omega R. Check here. Is it okay? This is what we are, R square. B omega R square.
Good.
Right. Thank you. B omega R square. This is what we are getting. So this is good to us. We use the same concept. You may ask, what different did you make from what we have derived? You were to show the import. Now comes the difference, which is, if it's given to you that it is rolling with slipping, if it is given to you that it is rolling with slipping, so the moment is given to you, it is rolling with slipping, you cannot use this narrative. Tell me, why can't we use this narrative? Why can't we use this narrative? Because there is no pointing. There is no pivot. Correct here. We were being stripped. In this case, we are being robbed off. We are being stripped of pivot. There is no pivot to me. I cannot say that I have found instantaneous axis of rotation located at E. That I cannot say. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then what we do? In that case, what we do? I'll get you an idea from him. We calculated for AB, right? In this case, we have calculated for AB. Agree?
Yes, sir.
We have calculated for AB via center as well, as we did in this case, correct? How? You remember? VBA was written as VCA plus V. This was CA plus V.
VCB.
V.
BC.
Right here. This is what we got, isn't it? From there we got these. This is what we got. VBA was, I mean to say VBA we could see from here by combination of two perpendicular rods. We are coming from this point. So when you find over here by using the perpendicular rods, you will get the same answer. Check it. B omega R square by 2, correct? For this one. And then plus B omega R square by 2, correct? What do we end up getting? B omega R square. Find here. Same as that of this. And it should be correct.
Yes, sir.
So there we had a pivot. This is instantaneous axis of rotation. Now the problem is there is no pivot. There is no instantaneous axis of rotation. At least it is not at A. So if it is not at A, we'll try to figure where it is. I repeat, if it is not at A, in this case it is not at A, then we will try to figure where will lie instantaneous axis of rotation. And how can we figure it out? We know V is equal to X into omega. V is equal to X into omega. How much is V? 2 omega R. X we don't know. Omega is known. This and this gone. So X is equal to how much? 2R. That means from this point at a distance 2R, at a distance 2R will lie instantaneous center of rotation. This is a crude methodology. Is it okay? Because if you are not able to find ICR, you will not be able to execute integration. So first things first, we are trying to find instantaneous center of rotation by using V is equal to R omega concept. It will not be at R this time, it will not be at A this time, rather will be at what distance from C? At distance 2R. Is it okay? At what distance from C? At distance 2R. Is it okay?
Sir, how did that equation come?
X is equal to R omega. X is equal to R omega. We have V is equal to R omega. We have used here. V is equal to R omega is instantaneous center of rotation. When the body is rolling without slipping, we get it as R. When the body is not rolling without slipping, it is slipping. In that case, what we have to do? We have to find where will lie instantaneous center of rotation. Instantaneous center of rotation means which point is at rest. So we will get from this equation only, V is equal to R omega only, where will lie instantaneous center of rotation. It will not be at R, it will be at X. We ought to find And
how did you
X
get
will
2
be
omega?
automatically because we know what is V.
So how do you
X
get
is
2 omega r?
Pratyush. Pratyush, what happened?
No, sir, Chris, sir. So how do you get 2 omega r?
2 omega r we got because it is X. V we have placed here. 2 omega r is a value given to us. We didn't get
Okay.
it. This is given to you. This is given to you.
Okay.
Okay. Just to show that it is rolling with slipping. Got it?
Okay, sir.
If it is rolling without slipping, then V should be equal to omega r, right?
So then why is 2 omega r equal to x omega?
2 omega r is equal to x omega because we want to find where is the instantaneous center of rotation. Where will lie for this system instantaneous center of rotation? One thing we are sure of, that instantaneous center of rotation will fall on this line. It can be at A, it can be below A, it can be above A. That depends on what is X. X we are to find owing to what is V. V we place the value, we got X as twice of R. That means from center, it is at what distance? Twice R. Let's assume V was given to you omega R by 2. We have done the same. V is equal to X omega, then we would have got X is equal to R by 2. We would have marked this point as instantaneous center of rotation. So this we find, and this is a crude way I have told you already, because we need to get ICR. It is not that about this point the body is rotating. It is a crude methodology wherein we are trying to figure which point is about the body rotating, only rotating. And that we get when we equate velocity with x omega. We need to get x. Once you got x, then you know that you can discount on the entire arrangement and take two rods. One of length 2r, and the other of length r. Got it? One of length 2r and the other of length r. This point is ICR for you. Now you can say rod is rotating about this point. With what angular speed? Omega. And if I am to find the value of, which I am to find from A to B, mind you, I am not to find from O to B. I am not to find, I repeat, from O to B. I am to find from where to where? From A to B. I am to find from A to B. So what will I do? In my integration, go back to integration, B omega L1 square by 2 you got. So L1 you got because you took total length. Here we will take V omega and x square by 2, and you will write x from O you want to measure, but this portion there is no rod. This is R growing of brain. This is R figment. We have taken length to be 2R. But you start your journey from here. I am here fine. But in this portion there is no rod to be seen. So the limits are to vary from where to where? From R to 2R. For which case? For AC. AC. We take AC, but we take it from ICR, instantaneous center of rotation. And for that, we have to first find where will it lie. After of that, when we place limit, we go to the actual positioning or the objective. The objective is to start from A because you don't have below of A anything present. So you start from A, thereby X will vary from where to where? R to 2R. This gets you VCA. This gets you, this one is to get you VCA. And VCB, you know simply, is B omega R square by 2. VCB is simply B omega R square by 2. So we need to know how we have integrated in order to get to this end result. This will get you what will be EMF generated across A and B when the hoop is rolling with slipping. If it is without slipping, it is a simple case. If it is with slipping, then you'll have to go to the basic and start from scratch. We see that this part is clear to all of you. This part is of great import. They can ask you simple questions. I'll tell you what they can ask you. They will get you a rod. They will make this move with V1 velocity, make this move with V2 velocity, and then will ask what will be EMF generated across A and B. Okay, so these questions can be asked. Length of the rod will be given to you. They can ask what will be EMF generated across A and B. Those questions we need to solve, and they are all based on your understanding vis-a-vis the one which is on board. These are the questions you can relate to advanced examination. Yes,
Will we have relation between V1, V2 here?
yeah, of course, you will have relation between V1, V2 and omega. No, V1, V2 will not. V1, V2 are given to you. Omega is not given to you. V1, V2 being given to you, no relation. They are given to you. So you'll get your answer in terms of V1, V2, B and L. Omega is not given. Okay? Pratyush getting it? Pratyush?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Sure? Okay, don't mind my chiding here.
Not-
Okay, it happens during the course of teaching. Okay?
No,
Don't
sir,
take
no,
it
sir.
otherwise. Don't take it too hard. Right, yeah?
No, sir.
If you're taking too hard, then I'll try to refrain, but it happens during the course of teaching.
No,
right?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Okay, dear. Let me keep to this today. Thank you, class.
sir, sir, just a question. Will we be doing optics also?
Yeah, of course we'll be. Why? Why this question?
No, sir. Sometimes it's taught in 11th. That's why.
No. I'll be doing optics with you. I have not taken optics with you. How can I let go of optics? Okay. Optics will be looking into geometrical and wave both. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you,
class.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.